So thanks for everyone's time. The purpose of today really is obviously to put an end to all the speculation that we've had since the Fulham game, and to announce that Ian's contract with Crystal Palace has come to an end by mutual consent. Obviously at this point, you know, I'd like to thank Ian for his tremendous contribution that he's made to the club. You know, he stepped in when our last manager resigned to go to another club. He's somebody who cares about people, he cares about me, he cares about our football club. Unfortunately, things have happened that mean we both feel a fresh voice and a leader on the playing side of the club might produce better outcomes. Ian instigated the original conversation. Certainly from our side, we had no intention and never have had any intention of anything other than maintaining the continuity at the club. But Ian felt that things at the club weren't working for him. He felt that he wasn't getting the support probably to play in the way that he wanted to play, and that a different approach might keep us in the division. And before I finish, I think what I'd like to say that having arrived at this joint decision very reluctantly and looked at every possible alternative solution, we've spent 2 days chatting about other ways that we might be able to make it work. I'd obviously like to say that I've enjoyed every minute of working with Ian. He's been fantastic for our club, brought us one of the best days in our history. He leaves our club with his head held very high. I think he's a remarkable man, somebody that has come forward and done something that, you know, most people wouldn't do, and just said, look, we need to talk about the situation. I don't think it's working at the moment. I don't like what I'm seeing. I think you might be better off with somebody who can play a style of football that the players might respond to better. And I think it's a incredibly brave person who comes to that. Most people will just carry on taking the money, frankly. And as I say, I'd really like to just put the record straight. You know, we've never fallen out. We speak every day. In fact, on the transfer deadline day, he rang me 123 times. So we've worked together brilliantly. I think we've achieved something that has been achieved rarely for the club. Ian and me together feel that maybe we need to move on to progress. So that's a decision that we've very reluctantly come to. Questions?
Pass me some water. Any questions?
What are your feelings?
Well, the first is the pride of the job that we've both done. It wasn't easy. Steve, if his last manager wasn't headhunted, I wouldn't have been given the opportunity. Should I have left Blackpool anyway? Who knows? But, you know, the chance to work with Crystal Palace was so exciting for me and still is. But, you know, you've got to look at what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do it, and really we've almost had too much success for me to try and carry on in that way. We need to be able to shut up shop in this division. We need to defend a little bit better. When I talk about attacking and doing that, sometimes it, you know, with the group that we've got, it unsettles them because they were so good at doing other things. But, you know, at the minute we've got a whole new group there, and I just particularly didn't like the second half the other day. You know, I like to inspire people and help people, and I believe the club's in a fantastic position. I'm very proud of my work with Steve. I'm very tired as well, to be honest with you. I think it's part of my talking with Steve the other evening was about, am I the one with the energy left? Am I the one who, you know, can believe we can stand and beat Arsenal and get a draw here and get, you know, I think that's really important that you keep your dignity. And with the changes in the squad, I have to hold my hand up that we didn't keep that spirit that got us up. We lost some very important parts of it, but I think we've tried to change too quickly. And some of the new lads in it at the moment, their attitude and where it is, and you know, I'm finding it slightly annoying, and that ain't right. So, you know, I think someone fresh coming in right now, maybe with a tad more experience at this level, if Steve can find someone like that, then, you know, they got 30 games left. And I understand how wonderful it is for Palace to enjoy those games and not have all of this circus following us around. because at the moment I'm bitterly disappointed with one or two things that have been said out there. You know, i.e. my wife on the bus, and, you know, I feel like that. Well, why don't every other manager do it? Because it's not served me well. But, you know, for someone to pick up a paper and write about that is absolute nonsense. I lost my wife, almost lost her through cancer. I'm never going to lose her again. And when I sit with this man and we talk about the team and he understands my professionalism, I don't believe that that sort of gutter snipe journalism should really affect me anymore. But if it is, I have to be honest with this man, because the way I care is a tad unusual. And I believe I could sell a fridge to an Eskimo if I believed that myself. And I think that's what helped us get there. I think these four gentlemen are totally unique. They're supporters of the club. They put their own money in. They've saved it. And if I thought for 1 minute I wasn't helping, and 7 defeats out of 8, I don't particularly feels good enough, even with the group that we've got. And you know, such is life. So I'd rather call a meeting in front of all of you to actually show some solidarity, because most of it's been absolute nonsense. Absolutely scary nonsense, in fact. And I think there's only one way to do it, really. We've had a good grown-up discussion about what we feel, and we both still care immensely about Palace. So is there any more questions? I'd like you to ask anything that you've got on your mind in front of us two, so hopefully it'll be led to bed, so Palace can get on with what Palace need to get on with, which is trying to climb a mountain.